onto your mat. And come rest with either your knees bent or your legs straight. And what will decide that is the feeling in your lower back and the sense of how your lower back rests on the floor. So you're resting on your back, your knees are bent or legs are straight, and you really hear your spine as you do that. Really connect into just the feeling of today. Have you been out digging the garden? Or have you been sitting in a chair? Have you been, who knows what you've been doing in this time? Just as you land, listen in, hear your body. And then just take a deep breath down into your belly. And as you take that deep breath into your belly, just without being corny, just maybe give thanks for the fact that the breath is deep and full and that you can feel it in this moment. Or whatever way that it is, give thanks for your breath. Just feeling the breath as it fills you. As you expand, as you recede. Appreciating in this moment there is breath. And as you breathe in, really acknowledge that I am breathing in as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, I am breathing out. As you breathe in, I am breathing in. As you breathe out, I am breathing out. A deep sense of just being with what is, being present to this arising moment in your body. Present time awareness of I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And begin to discern the fact that there is difference between the inhalation and the exhalation. There's a different texture, a different tone. There's a felt sense that's different between the two. So how do you know that you are breathing in? How do you know that you are breathing out? How do you know that you're breathing in? And that you're breathing out? What are the texture differences, or the shape differences, or the movement differences? The tones, the sensations. Just another few rounds of breath as you breathe in. I am breathing in, and what tells me about it? And I am breathing out. Following the ebb and the flow, the ocean of your breath in this moment. And then as a personal preference, or if there was a place somewhere along the rise, the pause, the exhale, the pause of your breath, where do you feel the yummiest or the most connected, or just the greatest ease in your breath? Which part of the breath do you really resonate with? What seems to Because there are also many different sensations. Which bit of it feels like it resonates with how you are in this moment? You know, if you're really vigorous and going for it, perhaps the inhale does something for you. Or if you're really deeply resting and slowing down, maybe the exhalation, maybe some point along the curves of either, there's something that you feel, oh, just there is really sweet. Really appreciate the fact that you can feel those layers of you. You can sense your breath. That you can connect to the sensations. Nice. Great. So come lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet hip distance apart. So your hands, as always, they can rest either on your lower belly, or you can bring your arms to rest long beside you. And just pick your shoulders up, place them back down on the floor, pick your head up, place it down on the floor. And just feel like you're even or you're flat to the floor as much as you can. Both feet are the same distance from the midline. Both feet are the same distance from your bum. Your arms, whatever they're doing, have a similarity to them. Your head and neck are in line with the torso. And you're just allowing a sense of connection into the shape of you, into the just this moment on the floor. And then take a deep full breath into your belly. And then as you exhale, pull your lower back down and flatten into the floor. As you inhale, breathing into your belly, arching your lower back. And as you exhale, flatten your lower back down and pull backwards. So as you travel from the arching in the lower back to the flattening, again, as we did with the breath, what point of this journey do you feel really yum in your spine? What point is there a sense of connection, a sense of resonance for you in your body? There might not be at all, or there could be certain points where you go, oh, just there feels really nice. And so just as you arch, breathing into your belly, as you flatten down and pull backwards, where is the connectivity for you or the resonance for you with a part of the movement that feels like it's really like a home base for your spine? Just notice one more time, arching and then flattening down. Nice. So push your feet down into the floor and then just lift your bum just a few inches off the floor. So your bum is maybe 2 or 3 inches off the floor. There's really not much space. You're not in any way up. You're quite down with your bum. And then, so we're going to tilt our pelvis from side to side. So it's almost like if you were holding a tray, it's like one side of the tray drops a bit towards the floor. So let your right bum fall towards the floor like your hip is collapsing. My knees aren't moving, just my right hip is falling down towards the floor. And then lift your hip up until it's parallel, around 3 inches off the floor, both of them. And then let your left hip drop, and just let your left buttock touch the floor. And then come back up until both hips are parallel to the floor. And again, right hip drops, and then travel up. Left hip drops, and then travel up. If you want to lift a little bit more through your hips, you can, or you can stay at that low place close to the floor. Drop your right buttock down, let it touch, come back up. Drop your left buttock down, let it touch, and come back up. And then find, rather than it being kind of a straight line, find a kind of a curvy, roundy, like it's a U shape that you're making with your hips. So as you travel from side to side, it's like it's got this really smoothness as you drop your bum down on one side, and then you smoothly angle all the way over to drop your bum down on the other. So they're connected, the two sides, and you're making the movement as smooth as you possibly can to drop your right buttock down, travel all the way back up, and then drop your left buttock down and travel up. One more time each side. Right buttock travels down, back up, left buttock travels down, come back up. Nice. Roll all the way down, let your bum land on the floor, let your back land on the floor. Just take a moment, let your belly soften, let your legs soften. And then drop both knees down towards the right. And as they drop, feel the drag of the tissues. And really celebrate the fact that you can feel your body right now. And then coming back up to center. Drop your knees down towards the left. And just enjoying the sensations of bodiness as you drop down towards the left. And then coming back up to center. And then just travel slowly and smoothly from side to side. And so that it's a continuous sense of movement from one side to the other side. And there's the pause at the end between the traveling down and changing direction. You don't really rest very long in that pause. It's like a boing change in direction. But it's a slow and steady sense of traveling from one side to the other side. And as you travel, let your focus be on the way the weight comes from the back of one hip across the lower back and into the back of the other hip. So you're really feeling how you journey across through the back of your body from one side all the way to the other side. Nice. Come all the way back up to center. Draw your right knee up onto your chest and squeeze it down towards you. As you squeeze it in, just get a sense of, how is my hip today? How is my leg today? How is my lower back, my buttock? And then slowly release your shin, and with the gesture of reaching, let your right foot slowly begin to move away from you. Maybe your knee stays a little bit bent in the beginning as we do this, and then draw your knee back up towards you, squeeze it in. And again, with the gesture of reaching, stretch your leg out as far as it comfortably goes. Maybe after a few goes, you begin to straighten your leg completely. Maybe you've straightened your leg completely already. Squeeze your knee up towards your chest. And just do that a few times. You're traveling, but you're listening to the sensations. It's the front of the hip, mostly, that will tell you about how far you can naturally go in wellness. So just let your leg travel up and then out. And up, and then out. Super cool. Bring your right foot to rest to the top of the left knee. Bring your right hand to rest to the inside of your right knee. And we're just going to let the right knee travel towards you. So it's your right hand moves into your right knee moves into your right hand. And then push your right hand into your right knee. So my right foot is staying on my left knee, and my right knee is waving towards me, and then away, towards me, and then away. So you're really moving into the side of the hip and the inner thigh. One more time, towards you, and then away. So that same movement, you're going to do it without your hand now. Bring both arms long beside you. Let your right knee wave towards you, and then let your right knee move away as far as it will naturally go. And let your right knee move towards you. Feel the squeeze of towards. You'll feel it in the deep groin as you try and draw your right thigh across your belly a little bit. And then let your right knee move away. And you'll feel that maybe in the deep groin, the inner thigh, the inside of your knee. One more time each way. Squeeze your thigh in, and then open your thigh out to the side. Bend your elbows, push your elbows into the floor, and then just sway a little bit from side to side with your legs staying in this shape. So your right foot is resting on your left knee, and you're slowly traveling from side to side, and the weight of your body has changed. It's a different shape now. So how does this different shape really affect the way that your body is managing the the weight of your legs. How is your spine managing the weight of your legs as you travel from one side to the other side? Nice. Come all the way to center. Push your fingers into the floor. Lift your left foot off the floor and then just reach down with your left hand and bring your left hand behind your left knee, if it reaches. Otherwise, hold on somewhere, or you don't have to hold on at all. If your hand there, I'm never sure. Some people really like having their hand on the leg. I prefer it with only my leg effort. So see, either no hands or else your hand is on your thigh. And then just slowly just sway a little bit. So you're listening. So there should be no discomfort in your right knee. There may be some in your right hip. It's a different kind of thing. The right hip, you'll be feeling the muscular tightness of it. The right knee, there isn't much muscular tightness as such in the knee. It's more you'll be meeting the joint, and so it's best not to force the knee in any way. Just sway a little bit from side to side, and then let your left knee move towards you a little bit, and then let your left foot travel away until your toe touches the floor. Let your left knee move towards you, and then your left knee moves away. One last time. Left knee moves towards you, left knee moves away. Great. Stretch the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Lower the left foot with your knee bent to the floor. Just hold on behind that right thigh and roll out through your ankle. And really enjoy the sensation of ankleness. I was just swimming in the sea, and as I do this, it's like being in a snow globe with sand falling on my face from my foot. Nice, great. You bend your right knee, bring your foot to the floor, and then lift the left foot up and place the left ankle on top of the right knee. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh, and we're going to wave the left knee. So draw the left knee towards you by pushing the left knee into the left hand, and then let the left knee move away from you. And as it travels away, see how the movement is in your thigh, in your leg. Let your left knee move towards you, waving it towards you. Let your left knee move away. And again, let your left knee move towards you. Let your left knee move away. Nice. Both arms long beside you. Do the movement without your hands. Left knee moves towards you. Allow yourself to squeeze the deep inner groin. And then left knee moves away. Lengthen through the inner thigh. Left knee moves towards you. The left knee moves away. One more time. Left knee moves towards you. The left knee moves away. From here, push your fingertips into the floor, anchor your lower back, lift the right foot off the floor and squeeze your right knee up towards you. You can reach down and hold on to the back of your right thigh with your right hand, or just make it that it's your own legs that are doing it. I like the idea that my legs are holding my legs. And then just sway gently from side to side. As you sway from one side to the other, just notice the sensations of legness, hipness. Super. And then draw your right knee towards you a little bit. Squeeze your left leg closer. And then let your right foot lower down, let your toes touch the floor. Right knee draws up towards you. And then right foot lowers down, touches the floor gently. One more time. Right foot travels towards you. Right foot travels away. Let your right foot land on the floor. We did it slightly out of sequence. And just let yourself sway gently from side to side here, just twisting gently. Right foot's on the floor. You're now swaying this shape from left to right. Just feeling how you're meeting the structures of the pelvis, of the legs. And almost in all these movements, it's like, how do you train your body to hear the wellness that is presenting in sensations. I love that quote. The first time you go to a yoga class, you think it's the most agonizing thing you've ever done. And then like your 1,000th yoga class, or your 20th yoga class, the same sensations, you start to think, oh, that's really good. I'm meeting this, I can feel my body, I can manage my sensations, and I'm okay in this place. So it changes as we begin to deepen into our bodies and sense how things open. All the way to center, stretch the left foot up towards the ceiling, and lock your fingers somewhere down along the back of that left leg, and just roll your ankles. Having a fine dusting of sand as I do this again, and then in the other direction. Wonderful. So bend both knees onto your chest and just squeeze both knees gently towards you, and notice the texture difference between your two knees and your two hips. Slowly lower your left foot down, let your foot touch the floor, and then come back, squeeze both knees towards you, hug them in. Let your right foot slowly lower down, keeping your knee bent, let it touch the floor, and then squeeze both knees towards you. Keeping your fingertips on your knees, come slowly into butterfly knees. So this is the first time we've really opened into the inner thighs, so they're going to be creaky as we do this. So as you slowly drop your knees wide, it's going to be like creak through your inner thighs, and then your toes lower down in the direction of the floor, your knees come together, and your thighs travel back towards your chest. Knees widen. As they widen, they travel down, your toes come in the direction of the floor, your knees come up towards you, and you widen again. Knees travel away. Together, knees travel towards you. Wide, knees travel away. Together, knees travel towards you. Change direction. Knees travel away together. Knees widen and come up towards you. Knees together. Away. Knees widen and come up towards you. One more time. Together. Away. Wide towards you. And then reach down and either cross your wrists and hold on to the opposite ankle. So the left ankle is held by the right hand, and the right hand, opposite hands on opposite wrists. Pull your feet towards you, or you can interlock your fingers around your feet if you wish. And just pause there. Widen into your belly, let your feet be touching as you pull your feet towards your belly. Slowly turn your head towards the right. Come back up to center, and then turn your head towards the left. And back up to center. Over towards the right. Center. And then over towards the left. Center. Tuck your chin in, try and look down towards your feet. And then lift your chin up and look towards the wall above your head. Tuck your chin in and look towards your feet. And just pause there, really tucking your chin in, lengthening through the back of your neck. Notice how the mid-back and the lower back perhaps are lifted slightly. They begin to interact. The whole spine is connected in the most amazing way. And then relax your chin, release your feet, and lower both feet to the floor. Stretch one leg long, and then stretch the other leg long. Reach both arms overhead until they rest on the floor overhead. So you're in one long line of the body. So we're going to do this thing where we're going to roll a little bit. So roll over onto your right side so you're resting on the side of your body. Nice. So you're all the way over onto your right hand side. And then roll back till you roll onto the back of your body. And then roll over onto the left side so you're resting on the left thigh, left arm. And that's all that's on the floor. To balance there a little bit. And then roll onto your back. Even though it seems quite straightforward, it's not really. Roll over onto your right side, resting on your right arm, right side of your body. And now you're going to roll onto your belly from here. Rolling onto your belly, but you can't use your hands, you have to use your body, your whole body to do it. Nice. Roll back onto your right side. Roll onto your back. Roll over onto your left side. Roll onto your belly. Roll onto your left side. And then roll onto your back. Bend your elbows, bring your arms beside you. Bend your knees. And then just roll all the way over and come into a cat pose. So bringing your hands to the floor and bring your knees to the floor. So just start by just grab the floor deeply with your fingers. Nice. And just do shoulder shrugs. So as you were rolling over and back there, maybe you felt your shoulders on the floor. And just feel the echoes of that connection to the floor as you squeeze your shoulders back and push your shoulders forward. How do you sense your shoulders right now? Nice. And then keep your shoulders steady and just do a pelvic tilt. So tuck your tailbone under and then arch your lower back. So you're trying to just move the pelvis. Tuck your tailbone under and then arch the lower back. So I'm trying not to move my shoulders and my head. Tuck your tailbone under, arch the lower back, and again, tuck your tailbone under, arch the lower back. Nice, so we're going to try and do both of those things together. So do a shoulder shrug, so round the full of your back, so push down into your hands, tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin under, and then arch the lower back, pull your shoulders back, and look forwards. And then do that a few times, the full cat. Noticing all different elements of your spine that are moving. And where do you start the movement? Is it your pelvis that starts? Or is it just the random middle of your back? And can you start the movement from the tailbone so it rolls up along your spine? And then from the tailbone so it rolls down along your spine. So how do you start this movement from your sacrum, from the tailbone? Just notice. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing to start from a new place, but just notice in your body how you would start this movement from the tailbone into the spine. Nice, and then come to a neutral spine. So the next movement, if you have anything going on with your neck, be careful of this one. It's strong for the neck. It's amazing for the neck, but it's strong for the neck. So you're going to try and imagine that this is probably people's nightmare. There's a spider on the ceiling above you and you're trying to look at it from where you are. So bend your right elbow and try and look at the ceiling behind you, up towards the ceiling behind you. So you're looking over your left shoulder up towards the ceiling and then come all the way back. And then bend your left elbow and look over your right shoulder up towards the ceiling behind you and then coming back. So it's different than just looking towards the right. And we have to bend our elbows to do it. So one more time, looking towards the left. Listen to your neck, only go as far as feels comfortable. And then come back. And then bend your left elbow, looking to the right. And coming back. Nice. And then just bring your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And then bring your left ear down towards your left shoulder. And just sway your head gently from side to side. Again, you're only moving in wellness. So if anything, and you might notice that there is a natural swaying that will happen in the torso because your whole torso is connected. Just feel it. Perhaps you feel it in the rib cage, in the sides of the spine. Super. And then one last time, rounding your back into a cat and arching your back, lifting and looking forward. Rounding your back, tuck your chin under. Arching, lift your chest and look forward. Nice. Sit your bum back all the way. Bring your elbows to the floor just in front of you. And then just roll out through your wrists. And just appreciate your wrists. Amazing things. And then roll in the other direction. Really feeling into, sensing into the feel of you as you move your hands. Open your fingers wide and open.
open your fingers wide and open and make fists. Nice. Bring both hands forward in front of you. And then stretch your right leg long behind you so your toe is on the floor. And then reach your left hand forward so your fingertips are on the floor. So your left hand is touching the floor in front of you and your right foot is stretched long behind you. And then take the weight, so your fingers and toes are still touching, but take the weight out of them and then let them hover 1 millimeter off the floor. So they're really just hovering just above the floor. And let them touch, pushing down into them, and then let them lift, rising. Let them touch, pushing into them. Let them rise, floating. This time, bring your left hand to the floor and bend your right knee all the way in and draw your forehead towards your knee and your knee towards your forehead. Stretch your right leg long, bring your toe to the floor, look forward and lift your head. Breathing into your belly. Nice. Round your back, bend your right knee, draw your forehead towards your knee towards your forehead. Stretch your right leg long, lift your chest and look forward. Nice. Bring your left hand to the floor, drop your right knee to the floor, change. Bring your left leg long beside you, reach your right fingers forward till they touch the floor. Let your fingers and your foot float just 1 millimeter off the floor. And let them touch, push them into the floor. Let them float just off the floor. Let them touch, push into the floor. One more time, let them float and then push them into the floor. From here, rounding the back, bend your left knee, draw your forehead to your knee and your knee to your forehead. And then stretch your left leg long, look forward as you lift your chest. Nice. Round your back, lift your left knee, draw your forehead to your knee, knee to your forehead. Stretch your left leg long and look forward, lifting your chest. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor, both knees to the floor. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Push your hands into the floor and roll your knees up off the floor. Walk your hands back. Bring your elbows to your knees. Bring your hands to your knees. And slowly rolling up all the way up to stand. And just come to stand in the middle of your mat. So as you stand, we're going to just roll a bit into the spine. So the trick with this rolling though is that when we're rounding, you're going to bring the backs of your hands to rest onto your lower back. And it has to be the backs of your hands because your elbows and shoulders have to be rounding forward. Whereas if you bring the palms of our hands, our elbows are opening back, and that's not what we want. So it's the backs of your hands to your lower back. And then bend your knees a little bit. And let your shoulders and elbows round a little bit forward. And then tuck your chin in. And slowly from that place begin to roll down along your spine. And just feel that you're trying to bring your shoulders down in the direction of your knees. But you're listening to your spine. It's not they'll never get there, but just that sense of rounding forward. Nice. And then stay rounded, slowly rolling up, keeping the backs of your hands on your lower back. And then slowly release your hands from behind you, turn your palms forward, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, reach up and really lengthen through the front of your body. Leaning backwards with the arms perhaps. Slowly let your arms come down, bring your hands to rest onto your lower back, the backs of your hands. Round your elbows forward, tuck your head in. Listening to your spine begin to roll down along your spine. Be hearing the different parts of your spine as you round, as you roll. Bend your knees a little bit more. Begin to roll back up along your spine. And then when you're all the way up, release your hands and reach reaching up towards the ceiling, open your chest and reach up and lean a little bit back. Nice, one last time. Lower your arms down, bring the backs of your hands to rest onto your lower back. Round your elbows forward, tuck your head in. Begin to roll down along your spine. Bend your knees more so you feel a sense of connection into the lower back, a connection through your shoulders, through the whole spine. Bend your knees more, push your feet down, slowly rolling up, rounding up. Really experiencing your spine. Release your hands and reach forward and then up and lengthen through the spine. You push into your feet, reach through your fingers. And then lower your arms down. Let's roll out through your shoulders, big circles. And then roll in the other direction. Roll in. Feel the sense of how your shoulder blades are connected to your collarbones, are connected to your upper arms, are connected to your neck, your jaw, maybe the back of your head, the front of your throat. Roll in the other direction. How interconnected can you feel the way this movement is? Me, every time I pull my shoulders down, I get this really amazing ache up into the back of my head, which feels really nice. So for you, where does the kind of the transmission or the translation of the stretch move through your body? Do you feel it into your hands, into your wrists, into your head, into your jaw, your teeth, your face? And then just come to rest. Nice. Bring your feet slightly further apart and just roll out through your hips. As you roll, get a sense of just the sensations. What is happening here? Can you travel through the whole outer part of the legs? So rather than feeling into the hips, can you really travel through the sensations of legness or the sides or the back of you? Or how do you translate this movement into the whole of your legs? And then change, travel in the other direction. Nice, cool. So stand forward to the front of your mat. I'm going to do a few standing postures. So take your left foot and we're going to step it back behind the right foot. So it's straight back, around 3 foot back from the right foot. Nice. And bend both knees softly. Just have your knees softly bent to begin with. And then push down into your feet and feel like you're making an imprint into the mat. And then the front foot is pointing towards the front of your mat and the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. And really straighten through your legs and then squeeze a little bit through your bum and draw your hips a little bit forward. Nice. Find the length of your spine, so feel like you're stretching up into the top of your head and reach your arms wide and out to the side. And just feel that already you're like a star. So you're pushing down into both of your feet, you're rising through the spine and you're extending and widening through both of your arms. Get taller, get wider, get bigger, extend more. Nice. Bring the right hand down to rest on your right thigh. Bring your left hand to your left hip. So you're going to travel up and down. So slowly travel your right hand down and again, feel what happens in your body as you travel. And then slowly travel back up again. So there's no right or wrong in any of those sensations. You're just trying to feel them. Traveling down, for me there's like a wave of sensation that emerges through the left side, through the right inner thigh, the lower back, the buttocks, the side of my rib cage. I'm just listening to them as I travel up and down. And the main thing is you're only traveling as far as you can return from. Sometimes things soften and you can go deeper. Sometimes the effort of gravity becomes greater, so you can't go as deep every time. See what it's like for you as you travel down, as you come back up.
Next time you travel down, you're gonna pause. So don't go as deep as you think. And we're gonna lend or add time into it. So pushing down to both feet. Really draw that left shoulder back. Your left elbow is moving back. Your right hand is steady wherever it is. Preferably not straight on the kneecap if possible. And then just breathe into the length of the side of your body. And then travel 1 inch further down. Just a tiny bit. Breathing into your belly. Nice. Slowly traveling all the way up. Change. So to change, turn your left foot so it points towards the, turn your right foot first so it points inwards, and then turn your left foot so it points towards the back of your mat. From here, bend your knees slightly and then push down into both feet, really straighten through both legs, rise through your spine, and then reach out into your arms. So find the width of you. So both legs are straightening really deeply. Front leg is straight, back leg is straight. And just reach wide, find length. Nice. And then bring your right hand to your right hip. Bring your left hand to your left thigh. And then you're going to glide. So traveling down, notice what this side presents to you. Can you go further? Can you go less? It's always really interesting. It's always so different. Each time it's different. Each side is different. As you travel down with care and attention, as you come back up again, you're trying to just notice, where does this engage? Where does this activate? What turns on in my body as I travel down? And what eases or engages as I travel up? So traveling down, you have the stretching that's happening through the right side of your body. But traveling up, you have the work of the right buttock and the left buttock to pull you back up again. So again, one more time, traveling down and then pause. Traveling down, pause, draw that right shoulder back. And just breathing down into your body. Feel where the stretch is, where the work is happening. Nice, and then slowly coming up. Turn both toes so they're pointing towards the right side of your mat. So there's no really exact way that your toes should be. Main thing is that your knees feel good. So for some people, it's definitely not way out, okay? And it's definitely not way in, but somewhere between that. So either pointing forward or a little bit out or a little bit in. So as you come up and down, go, oh, I'm just gonna move my foot because my knee feels funky. Do that, okay? So bring your hands to your thighs and then slide your hands down your thighs and just rest above your knees. And you might find already that you want to position your feet so that they're strong for you. Find you're strong there. And then bring your right elbow to your right knee. And then really stabilize your right elbow and reach your left hand forward and touch the floor in front of you. And then bring your left hand back and bring it back to your knee. And again, reach your left hand forward, let it touch. And then bring your left hand back. Super. Bring both hands to your knees. Pausing there again. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Stabilize. Reach your right hand forward, touch the floor. And then bring your right hand to your right knee. And then reach your right hand forward, touch the floor. Right hand to your right knee. Bring both hands to your knees. And bring both elbows to your knees. Bend your knees more. Bring both hands to the floor. So you may find here that suddenly you want to change the angle of your feet. If you feel that, then change the angle of your feet. And then just sway a little bit over a little bit more towards the right. And then sway a little bit towards the left. So another way of saying that is bend your right knee more. And then bend your left knee. So just sway a little bit, traveling from one side to the other side. The main thing is that you're not forcing your body into anything. You're having a journey of a sensation experience in your body. And you're noticing, wow, when I do that, this happens. That's so interesting. And when I do this, that happens. That's so interesting. But change what you're doing if it feels uncomfortable. Don't go so deep. Do less. Bend your knees more. Straighten your legs more. Great. Bring both elbows to your knees.
Bring both hands to your knees and slowly rising up, standing tall, both feet are wide. Let's just pause there. Nice. Bend your left elbow and reach it up towards the ceiling. And then slide your right hand down and scratch your right knee. You can be looking forward, you can be looking up towards your left hand. So if your balance is a bit funky, then keep looking forward as you reach down towards your right knee and then come all the way back up. Just do that a few times, sliding down, touch your knee and come back up. And sliding down, touch your knee and come back up. Change, reach your right hand up, lower your left hand down, keep looking forward or look up at your hand, slide down, touch your knee, come back up. And it's like your arm is like the anchor. The upper arm is like the anchor for the pose. So you're just noticing how as you slide up and down, this reaching of the top hand really holds you in space as you slide down and then come back up. Nice. Bend both elbows. And bring your hands to your hips. Heel toe one foot, heel toe the other foot. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, until your feet are really, really close. Bring your hands to your knees and just roll gently into your knees. And then in the other direction. As you do this, notice how your feet are on the floor. It's so amazing how they mold and form into the floor. Notice how they roll to accommodate, to balance. So incredible. Bend your knees low, so your knees are traveling forward. And then sit your bum back as far as it'll go. So there's two different ways that we can squat. Okay, so one is where your knees travel forward. So try and bring your knees forward so you lose your toes, no longer toes. And then come up till your knees are over your hips. And now sit your bum backwards. So your knees don't move, but your bum sits back deeply. And then come up. Knees travel forward. You lose your toes. Keep your knees over your ankles. Sit your bum backwards. And then coming all the way up. And just pause there, have a moment. Nice, shake out one leg. And shake out the other leg. Oh, wonderful. So come sit on the floor with your legs long in front of you. If you want to sit on, if you have a block or a pillow or a book, or if you want to roll your yoga mat up a bit and put it onto your bum, if you find that you feel tired in your lower back, then definitely put something underneath your bum. Great, how lovely. And then hands on your knees and just take stock. Just go, so how does all of that feel right now in my body? You know, that sense of the temperature of today, the feeling of me as I rest here in my body right now, this engagement, this effort, and this connection. And then just notice how your sit bones are resting on the floor or on the object that you're sitting on. Notice the backs of your thighs on the floor. Do they both feel the same size on the floor? Do the backs of your knees feel the same distance from the floor? Do your calves feel the same size? Do your feet feel the same size? Nice. And then just turn and look over your right shoulder. And then come back to center. And then turn and look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. From here, keeping your hands on your knees, just round your back. Draw your nose down towards your belly button. And then rising, lift the chest and look to where the wall and the ceiling meet, or maybe up towards the ceiling, depending on your neck. Really be comfortable in your neck. And again, tuck your chin under, draw your nose down towards your belly button. And then rise, lift through the chest and look up towards the ceiling. Just do that a few times. Rounding down. How low can you go? And
then lifting. How deeply can you rise through your spine? One more time. Rounding, looking down. Lifting, rising, and looking up. Nice. Come to neutral. And then bring both arms in front of you. From here, draw the right elbow back like a bow and arrow. Bring your fingertips to the floor behind you. And bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And get really tall when you get here. So you're trying to make the front of your chest really long and open towards the right. So I'm not turning my head towards the right. My head is in line with my torso and I'm looking straight towards the right rather than behind me towards the wall. And I'm trying to lengthen my spine and get really tall and open in that direction. Remember this amazing quote I saw one day that usually when somebody says, oh, I'm about to take a picture, you sit up really tall and you go, oh, great. And you do something to yourself, like you want to present yourself or be a certain way. And the question was, why don't we be that way always? So imagine that there's something about presenting yourself bigger or fuller or just be big in your body in this moment. And what does that do for you? Like, how would you be the most expansive, fullest version of you as you twist here towards the right? And then come back to center, bring both hands forward in front of you. And then draw the left elbow back, pull the elbow back, bring your fingertips to the floor, and bring your right hand to the outside of your right knee and sit up tall again. Another wonderful quote I read during the week is, don't believe everything your mind tells you. It's that wonderful sense of just the complexity and the awesomeness of you, and just how we diminish ourselves at times. So just open, widen, lengthen, embody a sense of bigness as you sit here, a sense of expansiveness. Really connecting into the full length of your body. And then slowly coming back to center. Just roll your shoulders in a big circle. And just feel your shoulders. Where does this sensation travel to as you roll your shoulders? What happens in your body? Like, be like a sensation detective. Like, where does this go? And then roll in the other direction. Where do the sensations travel to, or what is moved by this? So where's the furthest point away from your shoulders that you can still feel movement of your body based on what's happening in your shoulders? Nice, and come back to center. So drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder, and then draw your right shoulder up so you glue it towards your right ear. And then drop your right shoulder down, and then draw your shoulder up. Drop your right shoulder down. So your head is over towards the right side the whole time, and your right shoulder is like a little piston or a little pump, drawing up and then dropping down. One more time. Draw your shoulder up and drop it down. Right, come back to center. Drop your ear down towards the left, and squeeze your left shoulder up towards your ear, and then pull it down and away. And draw your shoulder up towards your ear, and then pull it away. Feel the journey. Pull your shoulder up towards your ear, and away. And one more time. Up towards your ear, and away. Nice. Bring your head back to center. Drop your chin forward, and then try and lift your chest towards your chin, and then drop it down. It's impossible, don't worry. Lift your chest towards your chin, and then lower down. It sounds like you're trying to see more. Did I really dribble? So lift your chest up a little bit more, and then drop it down, and the chest a little bit more, and drop it down. Nice. And then bend both of your knees so your feet are as wide as your mat, or whichever way you're sitting on your mat. And then bring your right hand behind you and drop both knees down towards the right. And really lean into that right hand, and your bum is lifted on the left and you've fallen over towards the right. And then push into your right hand, bring your knees back up to center, wrap your elbows around your knees. Pause there, lengthening through your spine. And then bring the left hand over towards the left and drop both knees down. And as they drop down, feel the sensations of dropping. Your right bum is lifted and your knees are traveling down towards the floor. And then push into your left hand, travel back up to center. Wrap your arms around your knees again, sitting up tall. Great. One more time each side. Bring your right hand beside you. Drop your knees down. And this time look all the way around to the back of you. So you're looking towards the wall behind you. And then come all the way back. Bring both feet back to the floor, or wrap yourself around. You might have to move your feet a bit forward. Your bum is traveling a little bit. And then drop both knees down towards the left. Bring your left hand behind you. And look all the way around behind you. To look behind you to the... For me, it's my flock of geese I'm looking at. We don't have to cut the lawn at the moment. It's quite amazing. They're eating so much grass. It's great. And come all the way back up to center. Just draw the feet a little bit out forward in front of you. Bring the soles of your feet together and just sit up tall, looking up towards the ceiling and rounding your back and dropping down. Sitting up tall, looking up towards the ceiling and rounding, coming all the way down. Nice. Come lie onto your mat. So bend your knees, hold onto your knees and slowly roll down. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Drop your arms either to your sides or overhead, and then drop both knees down towards the right. And again, just travel through the journey or the sensation of what's happening. If you've reached your arm overhead and one of your shoulders is telling you that it's pinching, then move your arm. Don't rest in a place where your arm is pinching. And just deepen into your belly. And lengthen into it. You can, if you want, turn your head towards the right as well. So you're trying to bring your chin down in the direction of your right shoulder. Really lengthen through the left side of your head and neck. Slowing things down, deepening into your belly. Bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back up to center. Drop your knees down towards the left. Turn your head towards the left. Bring your head back to center, bring your knees back to center, bring your arms long beside you, and either rest with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, or you can rest with your legs long and just see which way you feel like being. And then just find your resting pose. Again, if you want a blanket, probably not necessary now, which is really wonderful. If you want to support under your knees, under the back of your head, you can bring your arms to some place that feels comfortable, either long beside you or resting on your belly. And just check in with your neck and see that your chin is tucked in and the back of your neck is lengthening. And then just deeply land onto the floor. And settling in. Noticing the physical experience of now. You know, there's not
we tend to categorize or judge or have good and bad in how we assume we should be in our bodies. But just being in them is actually the most important bit. Just be in your body and follow the roller coaster and the incredible amount of sensations that travels through us on any given day. It's quite phenomenal. So as you rest here, as you feel into your body, notice the full experience of being body. Like dive deeply down into body. And from all these different sensations, just notice what you are drawn to as body right now. Really enjoy that layer. Really just be with it. Be here now. Nice. Just begin to wiggle your toes a little bit. And then wiggle your fingers. And then wiggle your eyebrows. And begin to stretch into your arms and lengthen into your legs. And find a way that you arise, that you awaken, that you connect into the length of you. And slowly, in whatever way you do, either drawing your knees up or rocking your knees over or rolling over. How lovely. How wonderful. How nice. Lovely. Great. Nice. There's always this very kind of dreamy sense out of this class. Yeah. How lovely. So I'm gonna unmute you, okay? So I apologize now if you have howling dogs, okay? It's very lovely. Thank you all.
That was great. Thank you.
Very, very lovely and yummy.
Bye.
So you'll get a recording.
Yeah, made a huge difference. Thank you.
Great. How lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Thanks, you.
Great. How lovely. Wonderful. So I shall see you all next week. I will continue to be here. And nice, you'll get a recording of this class. If the recording stuff worked, you will get a recording of the class. And so nice. Lovely guys. Great.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ciara.
Lovely.
Bye. Thank you.
Lovely. Great.
You're private.
Nice. Lovely that you came back, Emer.
Thank you. Thanks, Ciara.
Yeah, so nice. Lovely.
Thank you. Take care.
Great. Good night.
Bye. Take care. Bye. Yeah.
love you.
Great. Nice.
I love you. Thanks for making care.
Okay. Good night, Dervna. I'll talk to you later on, and we'll talk later on Zoom at Dervna, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Okay,
super.
take care. Thanks for
Okay.
making care.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys.